Cup of
Radio.
Joey with the one and only KB No Swag. What's happening, my man? How are
Up,
you?
Joe? Mr. Molinaro,
Molinero, you were right the first time.
Hollinsworth.
Yeah, that's a common misconception. People always get the RO, but we Americanized it to be
It
Arrow.
was white of me to say Arrow.
No, but you're right. But I probably should go by RO because it's like more Italian sounding, but I don't.
Yeah.
So
No, it's fine.
it's all good.
Don't.
You're a coffee
Don't.
drinker then.
Don't do that. I have the hot, the cold,
Wow.
and the frozen.
Hey.
All states.
So you do all, what's your favorite?
Put the coffee ice cream into it fucking melted, but into my frozen mug.
Wow. So you get two frozen. Do you ever try the ice cream into the hot and I use that as like a creamer?
I do. Yeah, I do that too.
It's not bad.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. Are those cards behind you? What is that? And the plaques?
Oh, that is my roommate Chuck. He's a big sports guy. He has memorabilia. It's like Stanley Cups.
Okay.
Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year.
I didn't know KB was a sports guy. Do you have any teams at all?
KB is what?
Do you have any teams at all? Like, are you a fan of any teams?
I was born Jets, Mets, Knicks, and Devils.
Okay.
And I phased out.
So you just don't really follow anymore, and you just grew out of it.
When was the last time? I think the Jets had a good run in. I was a senior in high school, so like 2010. You would know.
Yep.
Like
played the
AFC,
Steelers
yeah.
in the AFC Championship.
It was done. I grew up in Steelers country, so I just couldn't deal with it. They were always the superior team. Phased out, went to Kent State, Northeast Ohio, and kind of became a Cavs Browns guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you say phased out, like it's like you're like born into like a religion or like a cult.
I mean, sports fandom is like what you don't have to be a fan of that team, especially if they're bad. Like when you listen to a music, like an artist, or like if they suck, you're not going to be a fan of them, right?
Yeah.
No one is like a fan of like a band they hate. They think so. Like you don't have to be a fan of a bad team.
Right. Just because you were born in the same town that, Ramon, well, I guess they're probably overseas. I don't know. Whatever American band is, just because you're born in that town or because your dad was a big Rolling Stones fan doesn't mean that you automatically have to be.
Yeah. That's how I think that's how sports fandom. I think only the best teams should have fans.
This is what I'm talking about. A lot of people. Fandom is annoying, man. You're right. I'm thinking about phasing out myself because people take it so personally and they get so worked up about who different people root for, and they get mad at me because all my teams are.
You probably get some shit.
Which isn't true because the Steelers haven't done shit forever. The Cubs won the World Series in 2016, but they haven't done shit since. Like. I don't get all these people are always just like, oh, it must be easy to be a bandwagoner. And so I see your point. One, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to root for good teams. But two, why do you care so much?
No, the bottom line is that you should not care who other people root for.
It's a really, really weird thing, man. It is. So did you help me out? So you grew up in Steeler country, but you were born in the East Coast. You moved?
I was born, North Jersey. My dad's side is all from that area, and then moved immediately to West Virginia.
Okay, so
we're close to Pittsburgh, so I'm in that territory, full on.
West Virginia, man, what a state to grow up in, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're terrible, right?
Well, no, I mean, it just like West Virginia to me, and being from Indiana, people probably say the same thing. I don't know. It's just such a like I have a hard time seeing people being kids there for some reason. I don't know. It's
But
just
they're only kids there.
Yeah.
That's their life expectancy. Well, you worked in a cemetery, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you know how it is.
Did
That's
you
where
work
we
in
would
the
like,
cemetery?
that was like our best hangout spot.
The cemetery.
Unironically, like that was like they had the most space and like you could run around.
I didn't really think about that, but at night, I mean, you know, there's not going to be, at least where I worked, there wasn't like a cemetery night guard like going around. You know, you kind of had some freedom around there, I think.
You did work at a cemetery.
Yeah.
I feel like I pulled that out of somewhere in my brain.
I was going to say, when you said that, I was like, damn, he must have like remembered a tweet or like.
No, I'm kidding. I was like searching your old tweets just to bring things up.
Oh,
subtly.
What else you got? I'm interested.
Yeah, it was. I do that to everyone. Bring up tweets from 2012, and they're like, "What? How did you know I did that? How did you know my opinion on? I bought. You bought something from Target for $5. It was your best purchase ever.
Okay.
What was it? You did this.
No, I know.
It was a movie.
Are you quizzing me now?
Yeah.
$5 Target purchase. 2000. Can you give me the year? Was it 2012, 2013?
We did this in 14. It's a classic movie, oftentimes ranked.
$5.
It's Goodfellas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's one of my favorite movies for sure. I was going to say Shawshank. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because that was around the time I was like working kind of in a Shawshank environment at a cemetery a little bit. What else you got? This is
no, I only did
worrisome yet fascinating.
Yeah. So I always search cemetery, and then that came up a lot, and I was ecstatic that you worked at one. That's like my favorite place growing up. What did you do?
I was just in like landscaping. Like it was
you just trim the hedges and stuff.
Trim the hedges, mulched, cut the lawn around the headstones. I was in the process of digging a few graves. One time we had to dig up somebody who was put in the wrong gravesite.
What?
Yeah. So that really happened. So we had to not exhume the body, but the casket. And of course, why?
At what point can you just not leave it where it was?
But that was my original thought as a 19-year-old. Hey, how's anybody gonna know? So they didn't really have an answer for me. I think I can't exactly remember what happened, but yeah, we had to dig it up, take it out, put the correct one in there, and then move that over to the right spot. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Did like the family come and watch? Obviously.
No, I don't think so. But you'd be surprised. Everybody always thinks like, everybody always thinks that you're just going old school and you're digging with a shovel, But they bring in a big old crane and they rip that shit out,
Oh, large machinery.
Yeah.
No manual labor.
Yeah,
that is kind of disheartening.
For the final, I don't know. I was kind of bummed by it too. I was like, shit, I'm working at a cemetery. I thought I was just going to be, digging graves, kind of like, pulling a summer of holes here. But yeah, they use the shovels for the finer details, if you need to make a little extra space or something. But most of it, they come in, they just fucking rip the ground right there.
Oh, yeah.
So did you and I can't remember, did you and Nick grow up together in West Virginia?
We grew up in the same tiny village within the same small town of Wheeling, West Virginia. We did not together. No, we did not cross paths. We did not speak to one another. We went to the same small Catholic school and we were a grade apart and we knew of each other, but no social interactions.
Okay.
And the same high school. Yeah. Like I'm like, yeah.
At what point was the crossover where it was like, now he works for Barstool? You had to have something.
It was before that. We were both tweeting. and there's only so many people who like tweet post grad. we're like the two 25-year-olds who still tweet, like try to tweet jokes, and I was like aggressively tweeting, trying to go viral, and he was just like, he had like 50 followers, like 52 maybe, and was like super funny. So I was like jealous, but like, damn, like this guy just he would tweet once a year and they would like be really funny. So then I started DMing him and having him like ghostwrite for me and like do my work for me and write all my jokes.
There you go. So Nick got you to Barstool and then got himself there.
People say I got him to Barstool. He was kind of, you could argue vice versa.
So in your blog, like in your bio, it says that you blogged and random nobody who blogged and tweeted his way to Barstool. So what, like,
it's corny.
When KB was, I don't know, 2021, what was 21-year-old KB thinking that 27-year-old KB would be doing, or 30-year-old? You know, like what was the plan? Was there a plan?
There was no. I was obsessed with Twitter since 2012. Like that was the only thing I loved, but I loved it so much that I didn't give a fuck about like what my major was. I just like pretty much picked out of a hat speech pathology. My cousin did it, and it was like predominantly female. And like by my senior year, I was like, I don't like this. I'm not going to do this. But I was like, fuck, I have to now. I'm like a semester away. So yeah.
So then from there, you were going to be speech pathologist, and then all of a sudden Twitter started popping off, and then.
No, I did not get into grad school, and you need a master's in speech path. So I did the lesser route, went early childhood special ed, not the lesser route, but the less requirement route.
Yeah. And
I worked for 2 years in that.
So you were helping children with special needs?
Birth to 3 at either mostly at risk. So we would like evaluate them to see like, are you at risk for like a language delay? And I did a lot of like just children who were like 2-year-olds who couldn't like say words yet, or they only had so many words.
So you're doing that by day, and then at night you were.
No, by day I was focused on Twitter.
Okay, so by day
I was living on Twitter and like and like just going through the motions on autopilot of my job.
But you kind of hate Twitter though, don't you?
Yeah, I've grown to hate it.
Okay.
I mean, at the time I hated it but loved it because I loved tweeting. I loved everything about it, but now I just kind of took a hiatus. I don't really get into it too much.
I know, man. I mean, even before I worked for Barstool, obviously followed you and you know, very funny and loved all your stuff. And then I felt like once I started working for Barstool, I don't see KB anymore. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is sad, isn't it? It's fine. I don't. It's not. It's just not entertaining anymore. It's more just it actually makes me mad. Like in the past, it would make me mad, but it would spark like a tweet. Like I could make fun of it and tweet. And now it's just like I just genuinely and purely like this ruins my mood.
Yeah.
So I just have like Barstool employees, my colleagues and friends, and like people I think are funny on my timeline, and I don't do any more deeper diving. Yeah,
man. I mean, I hear you. It's an odd thing. I feel like for you and I and people who we work with that, you know, it's a double-edged sword to where Twitter is where, you know,
it's important. Yeah,
how my career came to be.
You know, we're both in that boat. Yeah,
I got the Barstool. It's in your bio. You know how you and
mm-hmm.
At the same time, and now you find yourself that you're like, fuck it, I don't want to be on there. A lot of times, I mean, that goes through my head so many times, but I'm like, I mean, I have to be.
It's essential. Yeah, but like you had like a way more explosive and abrupt like meteoric rise on Twitter.
Yeah.
So like, how was that?
Uh,
You probably went like from like, because I was like way gradual. I was like 5,000 followers. Like slowly, I would gain them till like where. But I right like got like thousands, tens of thousands at a time.
yeah. It was a lot. It was overwhelming. It was cool because I spent like 5 years in like media in Indianapolis,
Yeah.
kind of like fucking figuring out and not knowing what to do, or like if anything was ever gonna work. And then all of a sudden, like you said, like it and a lot of times to outside perspective, it does seem like it was just like bam, like overnight.
Right. Yeah.
And in some ways it was,
Never,
but like,
never actually overnight. Maybe
right,
like 2 people ever
right, yeah, exactly.
actually had literal overnight fame. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, overwhelming, cool, all at the same time. But yeah, I mean, it's been an adjustment, just having to figure out like how to deal with people and how to not like be a hothead on Twitter when people give you shit or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, no one deals with people. Like no one deals with like the bullshit. Like you internalize it and let it build up, or you lash out on Twitter, and either way, it's bad. So it's gonna affect you to some degree.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's again, like I said, it's that double-edged sword that a lot of the people that we work with and you and I have dealt with, but it's
I punched holes in walls over Stephen. I don't even know. Like people with 2 followers
yeah.
saying, "No, I'm kidding," but like you can have 0 followers and say something that cuts deeper than anyone else.
Yeah.
Deep.
That's why I was like,
They know how to get there. No, they know what they're doing.
yeah, that's why I believed you. I was like, okay, yeah.
I don't punch holes.
Do you know that a lot of people in the office, maybe not a lot of people I've talked to, they are kind of intimidated by you?
That's not a fair word. That implies like someone is big and mighty and violent and scary. I think they think I'm a weirdo.
No, I think that maybe they get nervous.
I think me and Nick they're always on the. They think we might be like pranking them or like involving them in a elaborate bit. We can we can strike up like the surface level like small talk, and they'll be like, "Wait, what are you doing, a bit?"
Yeah, you keep.
I mean, I guess I asked for it, but yeah. We asked like Trent to like go to Outback with us. If he wanted to, like, we're going out to Outback. Do you want to come? And he was terrified. He was like, no. And he like went around like that was a thing. So we can even ask people to eat dinner with us.
I mean, I understand it in a way, and I've only been out in the office a couple times and gotten to interact with you guys in that way. But obviously, getting to talk like this and everything. But I honestly, right now, I don't even know if I'm a part of a bit. I don't know if this is KB's scheme to pull something over on me.
No.
Maybe it is. I'm sure it'll be hilarious. But I'm just, you and Nick have a special way a special way to make people feel, to keep them alert.
It is a blessing too, because we can fuck up. Like we can do something like on accident, and like people will be like, "Oh, that was part of the bit." Like I think our first podcast episode, the audio was, or one of our first videos, our audio was just awful, and we screwed something up. And people were like, "Oh, these guys are geniuses at their comedy." And they're just like, "No, just you're a fool, and I am as well."
You set yourself up then. That's good. That's very smart of you. That's what I would say is you guys are always like 2 steps ahead of everybody else.
No, we're not.
Well, that's how you portray it.
People may have given us that handicap, but we are not. I am not in terms of mental or wit.
Right.
Never. It's a misconception.
So you're kind of up against Twitter right now. That's fair. What are your thoughts on TikTok?
TikTok, I just don't know about, and I'm curious because like just like yesterday, there's a viral TikTok of this teen girl dancing in the background of one of my old tweets. So they just like I guess they pick out tweets and they just like stand or dance in the background of them, and that's the TikTok, and people love it.
Yeah,
Now, like, went to the comments, like, people are gonna like, are they gonna be complimenting my tweet? And they're like, no, they're just complimenting her. she was like, I don't know if it's art I can't understand or comedy I can't understand, but that TikTok I don't hate. I just think I just don't know.
Do you have any interest in getting on it?
We were talking about it. I'm not a video guy. Like, it took me like a year at Barstool to even like get like be on a camera, and that was unintentionally. So probably not. But I know it's big, and it's like, that's the move. That's definitely the move.
Yeah, I tell you, TikTok is the first platform that I was like, fuck, like I'm kind of out of it. Like it was the first platform that I was like, realize that I'm starting to get older and like grow up, because we just hopped on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that shit, no problem. But TikTok, I had to really kind of like get over my like pride, and kind of just like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna figure it out at least. So
are you on TikTok? I don't even have the app.
Yeah,
I do. I thought it was a lie, but I have it. But
so you're looking up old tweets of mine. You probably knew that I was on TikTok.
No, I actually didn't, because I don't look at TikTok. I did, unless it's narcissistically, if I'm in one of my tweets, someone sends it to me. But I actually do not look at TikTok.
See, yeah, that's what's interesting, is that, like you said, like your tweet is in the background, kind of really making the whole video. That's what's different about TikTok.
It did not. They didn't. No one even commented. I was like, let's see what people thought about my tweet, and they were just talking to her.
Yeah, but like people have made whole careers off of like literally mouthing over other people's videos, like lip syncing.
Yeah, that is like a huge, I mean, that's been going on since Vine, and I've been anti that. But how do you feel as like someone who you're the opposite of that? You have to actually use your mouth.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a fan. Just because, hey, anybody can do that.
I mean, yeah, unless you have like a horrible defect.
This is true. Now I'm gonna upset that community.
No, I'm cool with that. I hash it out. They gave me the green
light. But that's just what's fascinating, man. Is like these people, like the Addison Rae.
No, but like they do even less than lip syncing. Don't they just like stand and like move their body a little bit?
Yeah, they don't even really move their mouth. I think maybe they'll do like or something like that. But
yeah, that's what they just do, tongue things. They just like flex that they have tongue dexterity.
It's kind of concerning to me, because I'm like, when if I have kids someday, if you have kids someday, I'm like, what is going to be the requirement to be a public person, like a famous person?
No, I think like if you surveyed like 9-year-olds, 12, maybe 11-year-olds, like they want to be Addison Rae, and they can't even like conceptualize what she is. They just want to be whatever she is. So I guess they're like, I want to be a TikTok star when I grow up. And they're like, well, what do you want to do on TikTok? They say, I don't know.
Do the tongue.
She does like tongue things.
Yeah, that's what's funny is like when we were growing up, I felt like I wanted to be like the shortstop for the Cubs, or
even I was like shortstop for the Mets.
Exactly.
That was like the pop. That was like everyone in my class.
Right. And now our sons are gonna be like, oh, I want to be like Jacob Sartorius.
Dude, you might have a kid soon, but that might even be worse. Like, I don't know what the next. I think the current kids are like they want to be Jacob Sartorius or Addison Rae, and then after that, I don't know how it will devolve past whatever Addison Rae does.
Our daughters are just like,
I think it'll
how are we
circle
gonna,
back to just posting pictures.
right? Well, yeah, but like, how are we gonna? How are our daughters or our kids gonna look at us seriously if we're like, hey, you need to like get an education, you need to go to school, you need to do this? When they're like, I can start an OnlyFans when I'm 17
Right.
and make
Yes.
more money
They've
than
done. It's like, all right, YouTube, I can become a millionaire. TikTok, OnlyFans, all of that. They're like, well, not only like they're not even gonna be like against college. They're just gonna be against doing things. Like, they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna like do activities. Like, why would I leave my house, bitch, mom? Like, I can stand in front of my room and like sway my hips
and make more money than you ever did. And I'm fucking 14 years old. Yeah, it's terrifying, man. I mean, those are all things to think about, you know,
Yeah.
Especially in my situation. Like you said, like, you know, could be a dad soon, and who the hell knows what's going to be going on in
Right.
34 or
Yeah.
whatever. Do you think it's worse than Vine? Or do you not know? Because
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like trying to be a Vine star. So I was like the worst of the worst, but I remember Vine used to be good, and then like they started like profiting, and like those people started just like trying to make money, and they were horrible.
the Vine.
So I would say TikTok is better than Vine, because I've actually seen like some creative ones and it's longer formed. So I don't know.
The Viner blog that you did a while back.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of pent up rage and aggression. I think it was mostly out of jealousy that I never became a Vine star.
That is probably my favorite thing I've ever read, honestly, man.
I put a lot of mental, I don't know. It took a lot out of me.
Can you do us all a favor and repost that again so we can get that recirculating? Because
I have to read it back, see what I said, but yeah, maybe.
I mean, if anybody who hasn't read it, my man, just fucking hit the nail on the head and then some. The one dude that you kept repeating, he's 36, when he was like,
it's Curtis Lepore. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't hate any of them anymore, but now, yeah, I do. I hate him.
Yeah.
I think I just pure hate. Nothing against him. No offense to him. I just hate everything he is and everything he's ever done.
That's fair. I feel.
I don't know. He may have changed his ways. Yeah.
Right. Well, he's probably like 41 by now. So
30. Yeah. I'm like approaching the age he was when I would make fun of him, which is sad.
When you're before COVID times, or even during COVID times when you're out somewhere, what's the most common thing if people come up to you? And I know they do. What's the most common thing that you get, or that people say to you, or you know, strike up a conversation?
What was it? It was unfortunately it was a lot of cocaine jokes.
Prez, yeah.
They would bring up I mean, I don't care, but that's what it was.
Okay.
No one knew me. I was an anonymous blogger, tweeter. I wasn't on any video content. And when I first did, it was the cocaine scandal in Vegas, which was just a scandal and a rumor and a controversy, but not a fact. Okay. And like Dave was tweeting it, so that's how people knew me. Like that was like the peak of my popularity was during that. So they would do like coke puns and jokes and jokingly offer me cocaine at a bar, which was horrible. That was traumatic for me.
Yeah, sure. Never took up anybody on any of those or anything.
But no. What about? But I'm thinking about what you have to deal with, and I'm like devastated for you because it's probably a lot of do the impression for me.
Yeah,
He's the impression guy. Do the hey honey, he's gonna do the impression. Do you have to do that a lot?
yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's the most.
Well, I mean, it's complimented. It's
Right.
good. But it's probably exhausting.
It's good, every now and then I'll whip it out, but sometimes it's just like I don't really want to do
They're treating you like a puppet.
Cowherd in the middle of the bar.
No, there's some places where you probably don't want to have to whip that out. Just want to have a normal conversation.
You'll think this is like what's funny about the internet and social media is that like again, like we always say, the people who like they'll never say it to your face. I've had 2 instances where somebody will come up to me and keep asking me about doing something like that, and I'll be like, I appreciate it, but just not tonight. Like I'm just whatever, and trying to be as kind as possible. And then like I'll wake up to a DM at like 3 a.m. and it's like, hey man, you're not as cool as I thought you were. Do the impression next time. And I'm like, what the?
Yeah, it's all that. Yeah, it's all over Twitter, and that's why those people don't they don't exist in real life. He would never no one ever is gonna say that to you in real life.
No, and I'm sure but that's just what's so funny is I'm just like, I mean, what is going through you guys' head that you're gonna? I had one time I had somebody. They didn't even say anything to me, I don't think. I was wearing an LSU long sleeve purple shirt. And I checked the DM and it was like, that purple shirt's whack, man. I was like, what are we talking about, bro? What's the latest with the Sartorius beef, though? It's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's been a year. It has died down. I've gotten the itch to revive it. We'll see. He's 18 now.
Fair game.
I guess physically, I don't think I would ever. I don't want to touch him. I don't even want to. He is another one. I hate him. I don't want to give him I don't want to engage with him in any way.
Do you feel like you've groomed Lil Sass in a way? Because I see Lil Sass now.
Lil Sass. Sass is his own man.
Yeah.
He was an anonymous tweeter.
Yep.
Back when I first started getting bigger on Twitter, and we were in group chats. I thought he was hilarious, and 2 years into it, I realized this is a 15, 16-year-old boy. I had no idea. So he was starting at the same time as me. There was no grooming. If anything, it was reverse grooming.
Well, I didn't mean. I just meant
No. I've groomed him as well. Yeah.
No, that surprised me too, dude. Because I was like. Yeah, because when I first came, we got hired about the same time.
That's right, yeah.
And he, when I talked to him in the office, and I asked how old he was. He said 19, and I was like, what? I was like,
he's a child.
I was like, bro, I was working at a cemetery,
Yeah.
About Goodfellas Target.
You were in the cemetery at 19.
Yeah, and you're at Barstool, fucking taking over the world,
Yeah, and he has. In person, he has the emotional range he keeps it very, very low. He doesn't get it. You can't tell if he's excited or happy. He may not feel those emotions.
We don't know. King of New York, Lil Sass. All right, I want to do a little something here with you. I want to see how much it's been a while, like you said, since you've really been on Twitter a lot. I want to play a little who tweeted it. Addison Rae or her mom, Sharon.
Oh yeah, perfect. And I've went into Addison's Twitter, not her mother's.
Okay, so this should be.
I know the type of tweet that Addison would post. I feel like I will ace this.
Here we go. With 1,300 retweets and 26,000 likes.
Okay, healthy amount.
Forgive how you want to be forgiven.
That sounds too lengthy to be Addison's, and like too much thought was put into that. I'm gonna go with her mom.
It is actually Addison.
Damn, she got deep for a second. She must have been on ketamine or something.
December 30th, 2020. Sending us out in the new year, getting deep.
Wait, is her mom a big tweeter or something?
Yeah, she's verified too.
Okay.
She's on TikTok as well, I think.
All right.
Yeah, no, she definitely is on TikTok. 700 retweets, 21,000 likes. CEO of being scared when people confront other people in front of me.
Okay, that format, I feel like that's been popularized by like the TikTok demographic. CEO of hangovers, of a lot of things I've heard. That has to be Addison.
You nailed it. That is Addison.
No mother should tweet.
You'd be surprised, my man. You'd be surprised.
All right, I'm waiting for a mom one.
We'll do five.
Right.
That's with 759 retweets, 36,000 likes. Say 3 things you love about yourself before you go to bed tonight.
Okay, that was an actual full sentence, which Addison doesn't do. That has to be Mrs. Ray.
Mrs. Ray, actually getting deep again. She's self-encouraging here.
Was that Mrs. Ray?
No, that was Addison.
What the fuck?
And then I'm looking at the replies here.
Addison is typing sentences?
I know, right?
Growing up.
Yeah.
I have one from her.
Okay.
45,000 likes. Pew, pew, pew.
Yes.
23,000 likes. E-H. That's it.
I think
74,000 likes. I'm hungry.
Hungy.
Yeah. 180,000 likes. Food, ? That is what a baby or toddler would say on a day-to-day. That's like if you transcribed a baby, like if you went to their home and like what a baby would say, that's what it was.
Hungry food.
I'm hungry, food. I wrote a blog about this, that's why I know. My tummy hurts, 30,000 likes.
Oh, is this the best of Addison Ray 2020?
So yeah. So
They have a podcast,
I don't know, and I hate that I know that.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna hate every second of that, and then it's gonna.
I'm trying to get.
You're getting me back.
Trying to get.
This is if you want to get me to tweet again, this is gonna do it because I'm gonna have to.
I'm just like at the bottom of the fucking ship, pouring the coal into the fucking fire to get KB No Swag back.
Now I'm gonna have to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, and
God damn it.
When is, you've probably gotten this a lot. Will it ever be KB swag? KB has swag?
No, and the most pathetic part is I've tried. I've tried wearing cool clothes. Like I'm currently wearing a tiger, and I tried to bust this out in public, and my friends were just like, "What? Is that a joke?" And now that I look at it, it's not cool by any means. It's almost embarrassingly bad, but
it's something that a TikToker might wear. So you're on your way.
Nah, but we have coworkers who are they're aging and they're trying to pull off Jordans on a daily basis and skinny jeans, and it just doesn't work. So swag is more of a concept. You either you I could wear the coolest clothes and I would still look off.
You could wear the coolest clothes and still people would be like, "What's the prank coming?"
Yeah, so I'll never have it.
Yeah. All right, last one for you. I'm gonna pull a little Addison right here. Get a little deep.
Oh no.
Not deep. All right, because what are you 27 too? Or are you 28?
27.
27. All right, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
40-year-old KB. What do you want to be doing?
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I love whatever this is. So I don't know how long that can last doing this type of job with that. But I might get baby fever. Who knows?
Have a little baby KB.
Yeah, I don't know. Might fall in love.
So you haven't fallen in love. So you're on your own.
Yeah,
Single.
yeah.
Living a single life. Is it rough living a single life during COVID time? That would be incredibly boring.
No, me and Nick went back to Wheeling, and like it was just us two. 3 months every day, just me and him. No, it was.
But at the same time, everybody you grew up with, kind of like at this point, is on baby number 2 or 3, and
yeah, it's getting up there.
Could be worse.
I think some people in my graduating class are either grandparents or expecting grandparents.
Class of 2012, expecting the first grandbaby.
Yeah.
Wheeling, West Virginia, man.
No, they are, yeah.
KB, appreciate it, man. I'm glad we got to talk a little bit, and I know that, like I said, since I haven't been in the office, we haven't gotten to chat very much, but love your work, and I appreciate the time.
Likewise, Joey, would love to have you back, either temporary or permanently, whatever it may be.
Right on. I'll talk to you.
Hell yeah. All right, man.